Hold on one second, Chris. Gotta get you to ask the unmute here.
All right.
Yeah, all right,
How
all
are you?
right. Good. How are you doing, man?
Hey, how are you?
There we go. Oh, all right. A little delay there.
How's it going?
Not too bad. It's been a fitness-filled day for me.
Yeah. What have you been doing before this?
Just my normal. I work out a lot, Chris. I'm unemployed, so I'm pretty much in the gym or working out 3 to 5 hours a day these days.
What?
Yeah,
Wow. Are you training for something or just physical fitness?
training for life.
Training for life.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm fit. So when we go back on the road playing shows, it's not a shock to me.
Swinging that cello.
Swinging that cello around.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. One thing I've always meant to ask you about that. Did you have to invent some kind of shoulder harness for that, or did that already exist?
No, I don't wear a harness. I actually I hold it with my neck.
So you've just been working neck muscles 3 to 5 hours a day.
My neck
Yeah,
muscles
just
are insane.
a
lot of that.
Is that true? Oh
Yeah.
man, I thought there might have been like a little hook thing or something. That's insane.
That would be way too smart and just make my life way too easy.
Some kind of marching band harness.
Yeah, some sort of strap or something that actually took weight off of my neck would be great. But there are people much smarter than me doing this, and that shows in my technique. But yeah.
But nobody else plays the cello the way you do, so there wouldn't be an instrument. There wouldn't be a tool for that.
That's right. That's right. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. We got people coming in. We got I think we had like 35 people registered for this. So
great.
I think today might be a day that we start a little bit late, just so we make sure that everyone gets in who wants to be in. And right now we got 20 people in.
I'm trying to figure out what my frame needs to be here. So I know as soon as I
I mean, it's all going to be on the ground, so you could just frame it down.
Right. Okay. So good. So if I go down like this, you can't tell if I'm doing mountain climbers or not.
I can't tell if you're doing anything. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, great.
You're totally doing mountain climbers right now, aren't you?
Busting them out. Busting out mountain climbers.
Yeah, you just do that. I'll never know.
Yeah, just move my head around.
It'll be fine. Nice shirt, Diana. Oh, that's a still image. I was like, man, she's staying really still. All right. Let's see. We got 21 in. We'll wait. So how's filming going? That must be nice to be able to get back on set and
yeah, it's going well. It's going well. We have a lot of protocols in place, obviously. Let me shut these doors. I get tested 3 times a week.
Oh my God. I was gonna say you're probably a pro now at the test.
Yeah, I got this drive-through doctor's office I go to, and yeah, we're really safe. And like with your crew members, it's like we have 300 or 400 people employed on this show. So from crew to pre-production staff, post-production staff, editors, VFX people. So when we don't work, there's a lot of people that don't work. So they're playing it very safe. But then we've also kind of fallen behind. I think last Tuesday an episode aired, and I was like, I shot that scene 3 days ago. How is this? How is this just getting on TV now? It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What is the turnaround? See, I don't know anything about like the way that the industry works. So you film something, and is it like a week?
Yeah, in episodic TV, it takes 3 to 4 weeks for an episode. But here's
wow.
the thing. It takes a week of pre-production, then 8 to 10 days of actual shooting, and then a week and a half of editing and post-production. So that's why on television shows there are many different directors, because while one director is shooting, another director is in post-production and another director is in pre-production, so that you can keep the episodes moving forward. So it's a quick turnaround. You know, some of these shows, like, I don't know, the Grey's Anatomies of the world that do 24, 25 episodes a year are working year round. They rarely stop. So
that's a grueling pace, it seems.
Yeah, it can be for especially for certain departments.
For sure. Man. So while everyone's coming in here, Chris, we've known each other for quite a while now, because you grew up with the cousins of the AMRAP brothers.
Correct. Yeah, I met Scott and Seth back in the year 2000, and we met in my backyard at a rehearsal dinner for a wedding. And my acting career and the AMRAP brothers touring schedule, we just seemed to follow each other around the country. I would tour with a theater show, and we both end up in Dallas. I'd see them there. I moved to Chicago. You know, I saw them in Chicago 6 times, and the first time was in a bar, and there were 12 people there. And the last time I saw them in Chicago, you know, they were playing the House of Blues, and there were 2,000 people there. And obviously things have grown since then. But yeah, we've been friends for 20 years now.
That's awesome.
And when did you join the band? What year?
I joined them in 2000, and I started recording with them in 2006.
Right.
And then started touring with them in 2007. And
right.
I think the first time I met you, I want to say it was in Portland, Oregon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at the zoo.
At the zoo.
You guys played the big venue at the outdoor venue at the zoo, I think. Yeah, and I traveled up. My best friend lives in Portland, and
I think at the time you were doing Caveman.
Defending the Caveman. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was my one-man theater show that had our touring schedules constantly crossing paths.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've known you, and I've known of you, and of course, you know, like, I didn't even think that you were a singer or a musician. Of course you are, because you were doing this whole Broadway thing, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I was watching the New Year's thing, and I was like, oh, Chris is gonna be on the New Year's thing. I wonder what he's gonna do. I thought you were gonna do like a comedy thing, or something like that. And then that's the first time I'd heard you sing and play before. I was like, holy shit, he's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you know, music has played a part of my career in lots of different ways. You know, a lot of Broadway musicals, off-Broadway musicals. And then when I was in New York in 2014, I started really writing songs and recording. And then when I moved out here, I met Taylor Goldsmith, who you know, the lead singer from the band Dawes. And we hit it off over John Prine.
Yeah.
And we decided to start writing some songs together. And sure enough, he agreed to produce the record, and it came out great.
Yeah, beautifully. I mean, just beautifully. I love it. I can't say enough about it. And I hope everyone here will go and download it. I assume not download by, I don't know what you even call it.
Whatever the kids are doing these days. You know? Stream it, steal it,
stream it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you
just listen to it however you can.
Yeah.
That's what matters. All right. Well, it looks like I think we can go ahead and start, just because you know, I know you're a busy guy, and I know that there's a lot of people here who are probably not as excited to work out as they are to see you and to talk to you. But
listen, I'm with them.
Do a paper. Well, you gotta do a little bit of work before it gets.
Nobody's as excited to work out as you are, Joe.
Probably not, and that's, you know, I might have a problem, and that's okay, you know.
Let's see, do I go straight on or do I go across? You're the fitness expert.
I think you go across, because this is going to be 2 movements that will be, that'll be sideways. But so yeah, thank you, Chris, for being here. Oh my God. When I asked you to do this, you were just so kind. We're like, of course, let's do it. And I can't thank you enough for being here and joining this amazing group of people. As you can see, we've got about 30 people on here, and a good group of folks, a lot of regulars who have been showing up. I'm so glad everyone's here. I'm glad to see some new faces too. This is going to be a lot of fun. Today's workout's pretty straightforward. It may look like it's easy, but I will say it's going to catch up to you. 30 seconds rest is not a rest. It's just made to look like it's a rest. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have some water, everyone. Make sure you have something soft to sit on. Like Chris has this yoga pad, that's great. Yeah, Christina, I'm getting that echoing too. I think it's actually echoing from Chris's. Let me see if I can mute it real quick. There we go. Is that better? I hope for everyone. But now I can't hear Chris. So, but once we start, I'll turn you back on. So yeah, the Russian twists are a core exercise. Mountain climbers are going to be predominantly shoulders, but also a lot of core, because you're in that plank position. It's a dynamic movement. You're going to be really trying to get through your Russian twists as fast as possible, because they are the more annoying movement. And when we do the Russian twists, they are going to be, each side is going to be 1 rep. So 1, 2, 3, 20 of those. Some modifications for those of you who do not have that ability: put your feet on the ground and do the twists. Obviously, the way we want you to do them today is both feet elevated. If you can't do that, just put your feet on the ground, do them that way. If twisting at the waist is difficult for you, I would say do crunches, because you're still working the core. And then mountain climbers. We've gone over mountain climbers a lot, but for those of you who are new, there are a couple ways you can do them. You can come straight through the middle, right? Or I like to do them because it slows the pace down. I actually bring my feet out to the side and I hop up this way. Make sense?
And I put my earphones in so you won't get that echo.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's it. It's super straightforward. 60 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. As soon as you finish those Russian twists, try to convert over into that plank position and knock out as many reps of those mountain climbers as you can. And I will be, guiding you through the times, making sure everyone takes rests when you need. And then afterwards, we'll do a little stretch and we'll have a chat. So we're going to go warm up just a little bit. And since the Russian twists are not too big of an impact, we're going to actually just go through a set of both of these movements as our warm up, just to get used to them. Let's do a set of 10 Russian twists and 10 mountain climbers, 2 times through. So Russian twists, feet elevated. Make sure your chest is nice and tall. You're not rounding in the back. I think it's difficult to do them this way anyways. So nice straight back, and just tap it out for a rep for 20, or sorry, for 10. And then just hop over and get those mountain climbers. Just go through that 2 times through. Very nice.
I sit like this so we could put our feet together, you know?
Oh, we get high 10 on our feet.
Yeah.
Although on my recording, we're just back to back. We're like Forrest Gump. All right, so those 2 movements, I feel like everyone's got those. And everyone make sure you take the break you need. 30 seconds, like I said, is not a real break. It will feel like 30 seconds goes by in about 10 seconds within the first 3 rounds. 30 seconds rest is more just for your psychological break. Keep that in mind. So if everyone's ready, just give me a thumbs up. Everyone's good? Ready to go? I think that's the most of you. All right, here we go. We're gonna start. 10 seconds. Oh my God, that music is so loud. Hold on 1 second. And go. Quick transition. Remember, you're gonna stay in this position for the remainder of this minute. So pace it out, figure out what works for you. Everyone's looking so great. I wanna see this amazing postures throughout the whole workout. I don't wanna see anyone caving at the waist or having their butts too far up in the air. Looking solid, Chris. 17 seconds. There we go. 10 seconds and you got a 30-second rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds rest.
You know, my trainer sometimes tries to talk to me when we're working out. And I just say nothing back to him. All trainers think they could just talk to you and that you could just have a conversation.
It's a test. If you're responding, it means you're not working hard enough. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. Going back into these Russian twists. 3, 2, 1. 20 Russian twists. Round 2. Make sure you're breathing. Quick transition. Nice. I love watching this. Love all the animals walking through the screen.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you're a beast though.
I'm an animal.
25 seconds. Looking good, Amy, Jennifer. Keep with it. Laurie looking great. Doug, nice pace, man.
Good job, Amy.
Eddie Mae.
Good job, Jennifer.
Good job, Jennifer.
Good job.
Go. Last 5 seconds. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 30-second break. Y'all are looking great. It's too easy for you so far, I think.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah. 20 seconds. You've already got 2 rounds down. You got 8 rounds to go. Okay? That's not going to be so bad, is it?
Oh, that's going to be fun.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Forty seconds left. Yeah, Chris. Shoulders starting to burn a little bit. That's good, right? 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. Woo! Yeah. Catching up to me now. Let's see how everyone else is doing here. Looking great.
Good job, Amy. Good job, Jennifer. I think there was someone named Ari in there. Good job, Ari.
Yeah. Here we go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and Russian twist. Round 4. Ken, good to see you again. Jennifer, welcome. Kate, looking strong. Emily, how are you? Good to see you. Christina, one of our regulars. Good to see you. Karen, I'm glad you brought your family today. Ralph, so good to see both of y'all here and your dog trying to work out with you. There we go, 30 seconds left. Nice, Diana, stay with it. If you have to fall out for just a couple breaths and get right back in. 20 seconds left. Good job, Tara. All right, here we go. Last 10 seconds. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break. 30 seconds rest. Anne Marie, good to see you. Nate, how you doing, man? 20 seconds left. Drink some water. Stretch out those shoulders. On the back end of this workout coming up, we're almost halfway done, y'all. Here we go. 10 more seconds rest. Let's get these Russian twists. 3, 2, 1, Russian twists. How's it going, Chris?
Yeah, it's going good.
Good. You're looking great.
Thanks. Eventually, the sound just becomes encouragement from Joe under heavy breathing.
Yeah. That's how it should be, right? A lot of grunting, heavy breathing. 10 seconds. Get 10 more reps. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds rest. Caitlin, thanks so much for being here. Michelle, so good to see you. Kathy, hi. Zach, your first class, I think. 15 seconds. Amanda, thanks for being here. Eileen, one of our regulars, thanks for being here as well.
Eileen.
It's probably too easy for you.
I know, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
Come on.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 6, Russian twists. Quick transition over to the other side. I like your socks, Chris.
Hey, thanks. They're golf socks. I don't golf.
I think I have golf socks on too.
I guess any sock is a golf sock if you're golfing in it.
I suppose. Like shorts, golf shorts.
I don't want to put golf down, but I don't think you need a special sock for it.
Yeah, what makes a golf sock?
Yeah, I think a golf cleat, I understand. Golf gloves, golf clubs, balls, but the socks, I don't know.
And rest.
Guys, if you want to increase the intensity of your workout, just start babbling to yourself about nonsense. Yeah.
Workout shouldn't be easy, right? It should be a little challenging.
You find
Here we go.
Easy.
10 seconds of rest.
You're not monologuing enough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Russian twists. Quick transition. There you go, Chris. Nice. Keeping the butt down. That's good. Seeing good technique all around here. No one's breaking at the waist. That's good. Wozniacki family always looks so strong. A couple CrossFitters.
Wazzy, yes, we can.
There we go. We have 15 seconds left in this round. 10.
Wozniacki, 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 Wozniacki. That's a great name.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We only have 3 more rounds left, y'all. Only 3 rounds. You should be feeling it in your shoulders now.
The sweat is dripping now.
Sweat is dripping. Yeah. It's only a 14.5-minute workout, so it's not too bad. Here we go. Get ready. Get back into those Russian twists. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Russian twist. You breathing? Are you breathing, Chris? Make sure you're breathing.
Always good. Always a good reminder. I used to go to this yoga class with this giant bodybuilder looking dude from Texas. And he was a yoga teacher, and he used to yell out, "Y'all breathing?" Usually I was not.
That might be his catchphrase or something.
Well, no, yeah, he had t-shirts made. I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
it was a
good
great yoga
catchphrase.
class.
Yeah.
Y'all breathing?
Y'all breathing?
Yeah, he looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was incredible.
Probably was.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of round 8. 2 more rounds to go, y'all. We are at the
What's
tail
your
end of this
catchphrase,
workout.
Joe? We need a catchphrase. We need a catchphrase by the time this project comes out of quarantine. We gotta have t-shirts, coffee mugs.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Russian twist.
You should take suggestions from people working out, and you should try out a new catchphrase each
Every week.
exercise.
I
See what sticks.
I like it.
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward. There's so many Quan-related, you know, sounding words. Quan more rep.
Ooh, I like it.
Here we go. We're on the tail end of this workout, y'all. Just a minute and 15 seconds left. 10 seconds. Coming into our last rest. 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds is your last rest. Grab that water. Shake those shoulders out. I like to see everyone wiping the sweat off their brow. It's good. It's working. All right, here we go. 10 seconds coming into our last round. Sorry, Amy. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Russian twist. Amy started before us. Catch up. Quant. I like it. Last 45 seconds of work. No more breaks, y'all. No more breaks.
I'm Quanta
No more
roll.
breaks. Keep it rolling. Stay in this position for the next 32 seconds. 30 seconds left. There you go. If you can't mountain climb, stay in a plank. I don't want to see anyone dropping out now. Make this last minute count. 20 seconds. 15 seconds.
I would be sad.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Good job, everyone. All right. Oh, oh, oh. That was a little bit hard. And I didn't even do all the workouts. Oh. So, what'd you think, Chris? It's not too bad, right?
I think.
Oh, this is bad. It's on video now. Chris fell out. He not going to be able to, go to work for a week, and
Yeah. I think I would be much better at working out if I had 30 strangers maybe watching me do it, looking up once in a while. Is he still doing it?
Yeah.
Or even just you, Joe. That motivation, that connection, that human connection is helpful for my personality type.
Yeah, I think for everyone, right? It's hard to work out alone. It's so hard.
Yeah. There's Justin on our show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this, he's carved from stone. He likes to work out alone because nobody else can work out the way he can work out. I can't do it. I need some motivation. I need a personal connection.
Yeah, I mean, I started out the pandemic kind of, working out alone a lot. I worked out in my gym in Raleigh, always alone. I never had a training partner until I came out here. And it's amazing how much harder you work when someone next to you who is fitter than you is constantly doing more reps than you and they're half your age, and you're just like,
okay. Or twice your age.
Well, I mean, that'd be even better. But...
Yeah. Oh man, I've been next to that guy in the gym.
Yeah. That's me then, because I'm twice their age.
Yeah, that's you. You're the one motivating the younger generation of mountain climbers.
Yeah, but oh yeah, if only. They're like, oh, he needs help. He's gonna die. Old man Quan's gonna die over there. Oh, well, let's shake these shoulders out a little bit. And while we shake them out, we can talk about this foundation that you support. You want to tell us a little bit about go across the chest? We're just gonna
I work with a group called To Write Love on Her Arms,
which I love the name of that.
Yeah,
that foundation.
A friend of mine named Jamie Twerkowski started this organization many years ago, and he had a very close friend who was trying to kick pretty bad heroin addiction, and she was a cutter. She was cutting herself and all these things. And pardon my language for the children, but she had carved F up into her forearms with a razor. And my buddy Jamie, trying to raise money for her rehab, said we need to find a way to write love on her arms. And it's an organization that helps people who are struggling with depression, suicide, self-injury, addiction, and helps connect them with the help that they need in their area. They provide scholarships for counseling, therapy, rehab, things like that. And they do a lot of good work by connecting people, especially young people, online, and letting them know that there's always hope.
And they're not alone, right? Like,
that's right.
That there's someone there to listen. There's someone there to support. This is something that's come up a lot in recent conversations because I feel like when we, I've told everyone publicly that I suffered from mild depression at the beginning of COVID because, my livelihood is taken away, but that's so secondary to what it meant for me because I expressed myself emotionally on stage, and that was taken away. And so all of a sudden, these things that are a big part of us are stripped away because of this crazy pandemic. And I had no outlet, and I went into this bad place, where I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I didn't want to eat, all those things. And the things that really helped were to hear from other people, like, hey, like you can do this, like you can get the help. There's help available, like places like the foundation that you support. And it's just so important for people to hear that and know that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be alone. And a lot of times,
right.
Especially with mental health, it has become such a stigmatized thing. And we tend not to even want to talk about it, when I feel like it's so important to talk about, especially at times like this, you know?
Yeah. Mental health is interesting, because there doesn't seem to be a stigma around mental health issues. There seems to be a stigma around talking about mental health issues, you know, and you know, a few years back, I made a big shift in my life and got sober and got into therapy and started facing head on, you know, the things that made my life unmanageable. You know, my sadness, my depression, my anxiety, my traumas, all of these things. And I think that one of the first things my therapist told me, he said, this is going to be hard work, and I'm going to give you this advice, and it sounds very pedestrian and very obvious, but a lot of people don't do these things. And he's like, stay hydrated, get exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep. And those 4 things that are very easy to do are a huge factor in my mental health. Exercising. Oddly enough, if I ever feel anxious, worried, fearful, any of these things, most of the time I'm dehydrated. And my brain is no longer functioning properly, because I need some kind of sustenance, whether it's food. I mean, we all know about hunger. We all suffer from hunger. Being hungry.
My wife does.
So my wife carries snacks around for me, just
because she knows you get hungry.
She's like, here, why don't you have a little something to eat?
That's like a Snickers bar commercial.
Yeah. And I think that one of my big kind of realizations over the years is that oftentimes I identify too closely with my passion and not close enough with my purpose. And I think that they're different. I think the way, like you were saying, you had played music consistently in front of people for so long that when it was taken away, there was this hole. And as an actor, that reality, you know, it's always just around the corner that I won't. My ability to act is often given, the opportunity is given to me by other people quite frequently. And I'm very fortunate at the moment to be doing a lot of it. But even when I'm on This Is Us, acting is what I do the least in my life. Between action and cut, that acting, I mean, I might act 2 hours a week, you know, total. And so then I have to identify what my purpose is in this world. And I've come to realize that my purpose as an artist is to explore and understand the human condition and reflect it back to people. And I can do that with music. I can do that in conversation. I can do that by being of service to others through any of the charities that we work with, so that when I'm not acting, I don't lose myself. There was I actually had that kind of realization a long time ago. I was watching a big wave surfing documentary, and Laird Hamilton, you know, the world's greatest big wave surfer, was talking about these depressions he would go into when the surf was small. And he said he felt like he was a dragon slayer and there were no more dragons left to slay. And that's a lot of ourselves that we can give to a passion, and especially something that gets us high. you know, walking on stage in
That's
front of an
definitely what it
arena
is.
full,
Yeah.
an arena full of people,
100%.
there's dopamine, there's serotonin, there's all of these brain
Adrenaline,
drugs,
it's just going nuts.
adrenaline,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden someone takes your medication away from you. The body goes, okay, all right, now where are we gonna get our
yeah.
And it seems like working out has become a big part of that for you.
A big part of it. You know, the self-medicating is such a big part of how I got myself to this level, right? Started the pandemic and I was just drinking heavily, like unhealthy amounts.
Yeah.
And as you know, drinking causes you to lose sleep, which is one of those 4 very important things. It also dehydrates you. You know, it does all these things that that just really was making me go down a downward spiral of getting worse and worse. And I was still like, okay, well, I still need to work out. And then like not performing well in the gym was making me sad. And then it just got worse. And so that's when I just kind of like, I needed to make that change for myself.
Yeah.
Find that new passion, right? That new thing that was going to fill that time, fill that drug in my head. And for me, it, you know, luckily it was working out, and I gotten to the point now where like the alcohol was very much like, well, I need to stay away from it just because I need to perform better in the gym for my 20-year-old, you know, people under my tutelage in their 20s who are kicking my ass every day. I don't want to be that 40-year-old guy who's not performing. Because I want to be a role model. Like, hey, look, you can do this when you're 42. You know, you don't have to fall apart. You don't have to be a jaded, out of work musician. You know, it's like,
you know, it's and it's on top of that. It seems like you're moving people.
Yeah.
You know, you move people with your music, but you're moving people on these programs, and you're connecting with people. And I heard you say, oh, this person's a regular. You know, you're making relationships the same way that you would on stage.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. It's been
I'm sure they're. Yeah, go ahead.
It's been a huge part of my life now to be able to see these same people, you know, the same people show up to classes and get to work with them and to see them struggle. There's something I love very much about watching other people struggle. It's really weird in the fitness, you know, realm. I love seeing people like not being able to do something and week by week being able to do it, and to see that growth. It's just so inspiring. Like the other day, you know, Thursdays for me are a rest day, but I coached a class and I was just like, oh my God, I got to go work out now. Cause that was just inspiring to see people just kicking ass. And I loved it. And I just went out and did like worked myself way too hard, obviously, and suffered for it the next day. But I was like, it was 100% worth it to see that growth.
I mean, all of these things are, it's good to have mindfulness around all of our practices, right? Because it could be alcohol, it could be food, it could be toxic relationships, it could be our cell phones, it could be anything. I mean, I had a friend in college who was a gym addict, and he worked out twice a day, and he was in great shape, and he got into such a mode of being at the gym that he broke his leg playing basketball and couldn't go to the gym for a month, and was struggling with depression and fell into this deep depression, was struggling with suicidal ideation, because there has to be balance. There has to be balance in all things, not just the things that could be considered unhealthy, sugar or whatever it is. The balance has to occur throughout in order for everything, in order for my life to stay manageable. You know, I have to keep track of all those things.
Do you still work with a therapist regularly?
Yeah, I do. Individual therapy, couples therapy, group therapy. I took off a sweatshirt to do this workout that said going to therapy is cool.
And it is.
I'm
And
big.
this is something that my wife has, has tried to get me to do. And I have nothing wrong with going to therapy whatsoever. I'm just afraid of what's going to happen when I go to therapy, which that's the part that's difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to uncover about me?
I've found that through therapy that the problems in my life are not my problems. The problem is the solutions that I come up with to my perceived problems.
Yeah.
And it's always helpful for me to live in consultation with somebody of a higher education who can help me process those things. And the crazy part is, Joe, it is scary and it is hard, and that's
great.
That's the gift.
That's the work.
You know?
Yeah. My wife tells me that all the time. That's the work, right? You have to put in the work to become a better person, and that's the work. And she goes regularly and has for a long time, and it really helped her get over things that were in her past. And I know that I have things. I just don't know if they are things that I even realize are affecting my day to day, right? Which is this is why you need someone from the outside to say, oh, that's what you're doing,
It's exciting. It's like a treasure hunt.
Yeah. It's gonna happen, I've talked to Scott about this too. He's like, Joe, you need a therapist. Like, he sees how I have a very addictive personality, obviously, with the fitness thing. I started off 1 hour a day, and now I'm like, ooh, how many, like, can I get up to 8 hours a day of working out? It becomes this stupid game that I play with myself.
Which at that point, the opposite of addiction is connection. It's not sobriety. Anything that we allow to take over our lives will separate us from the people around us. And at a certain point, it won't matter if it's 8 hours of drinking a day or 8 hours of working out. Either way, you're in the garage by yourself.
Not me. I can't work on myself. I do. I just I like very much to be around people. I'm such a social person. My wife can't.
I know. And that's the crazy part about me too. Me too. It's usually people who struggle with whatever it is usually are. Man.
Yeah, that's true. God, that's so true. Ugh.
Are we able to talk to folks in the class, or?
Absolutely. If you would like to ask a question to Chris or me, please raise your hand. There's a little button at the bottom of your screen, like right about there. That's a
Jennifer Sullivan has like the super setup. She's got like the super workout setup, like zenned out.
Yeah, Jennifer's one of our regulars too, and her sister as well. Sarah.
You just do the hand.
All right. Someone's asking a question.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Hello.
Hi.
Devin has a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, what's your favorite movie you've ever played in? Or acted in?
I was in a movie called Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where I played I played a character named Taserface, and I was in full, space alien makeup for a few weeks, and that was kind of a dream come true. Got to put on those crazy teeth, and I wore these. I don't know if you can tell. I wore full eye contact lenses. Most contact lenses just go over the colored part of your eyes. These went across the entire white, everything in my eye. So the entire experience was literally a blur.
Oh.
Everyone was just fuzzy shapes, but it was a lot of fun to hang out with the Guardian.
So you can't see through those.
You can,
just not.
It's just it's a lot.
Yeah. Interesting.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy.
Anyone else? You can also raise your. Oh, here we go, Eileen. Yes, I will. There you go. You can unmute yourself now.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
We missed the name of the foundation in the beginning. Could you just
Oh,
repeat that again?
Yeah, it's called To Write Love on Her Arms.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
bit of a mouthful, but it's TWLOHA. Toloha is how they is how they shortened it. I think it's one of those things, Jamie, the founder, and I have talked about it before, where it was like he didn't realize it was going to be a 15-year project when he named it, and by the time it got hit the ground running, I'm sure there are bands. I think Pearl Jam has the same issue, where where they're like, oh, we're going to be world famous for decades. Okay,
Let's do it again. Let's start over. Thank you.
Yeah.
Karen, you can unmute yourself now.
Hi, I just wanted to say your performance on the New Year's Eve show was just amazing. Do you
thank you.
guys, you're welcome. Do you guys get to do that often, or do you just like have that lightning in the bottle, or was it just something that you did creatively in that fashion for the special times we're in and that type of performance?
So what happened was I released a record called 6 Feet from Under the name Joseph the Spouse a few months ago. About a year ago, we started playing live shows with Taylor and a bunch of the guys from Dawes, and started playing shows around LA, and we were getting all jazzed up to release a record and possibly do a tour. And then the world went sideways. So I think I'm answering your question when I say that writing songs, recording songs, performing songs is just one of the other ways that I am able to put my purpose into action. Does that make sense? And it's something that I really, really love. There's something about playing music with other people that you're witnessing a miracle. You're sitting in a circle, or like we were in that video, and there's silence, and then all of a sudden this song comes out of 5 people. It's like alchemy. It's like witnessing a magic trick. And so and the sound of voices harmonizing to me will never not bring a tear to my eye. And so it's something I try to do a lot. And it was something that when the record was coming out, I said to Mandy and Taylor, I was like, hey, can we just come over and just play a couple of these songs and let's record them. And like, what's it going to be for? And I was like, I don't know yet. Let's just record them and we'll have them and we'll see. And then Scott sent me a message and I was like, oh, this is what they were meant for. And so we got to roll them out there. Did that answer your question, Karen?
Absolutely. It just, you could tell you guys were just having the greatest time. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Kathy, you should be able to unmute yourself now. There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you guys so much. That was a great workout.
Good.
You exhausted me. So you're both very creative people. I'm a creative person too. The pandemic really messed, with us creative people. I mean, we were kind of isolated. We're away from people. You guys talked about, depression and drinking. And besides exercise and music, how have you been able to kind of deal with your creative, outlet? Are you cooking? Are you meditating? I mean, what else are you doing besides, what else have you picked up maybe outside of what you normally would be doing?
Good, Joe.
Oh, yeah. As you know, I've been, I've kind of done a few things in my life this past year that have thrown a loop and everything. I have hereditary high cholesterol, which my dad had, and for probably about 5 years I've been dealing with that. Never been able to get it to a healthy level. I was like in the upper, like close to 300 combined on my cholesterol, which is terrible. Like every doctor that sees it is like, yeah, you need to get on some drugs. And I'm like, I don't want to get on drugs for something that I think I can manage with diet and exercise. Well, 5 years of exercise and just kind of loosely dieting did nothing for my cholesterol. And I realized after watching a documentary, I say that because I know that they can be so biased, right? But I watched Game Changers and I was like, oh, okay, I should try this plant-based thing out. And I went plant-based. And then within a month, my cholesterol went down to a healthy level, which is awesome. And also, it's also, I love eating, as you know, Chris, like it's kind of what I do. I eat everything.
We both really enjoy it.
Yeah, and so it hurt, but at the same time, my brother-in-law, who's a fanatical fitness person, was like, "You're one of the lucky ones who can manage it with diet and exercise." So there's that. So I've been getting creative with plant-based eating, and that's actually been a lot of fun. It's challenging because it's hard to fulfill those same cravings that I had before I was, when I was omnivore. But I just set out with a certain set of rules. If someone cooks me dinner, I will eat what they make me. If we're celebrating something, I will eat what's given to me. Outside of that, if I can control it, I'll be my plant-based self. I have also been working on CARV Fitness, and this has been, it might not seem creative, but it's just super creative to start a business with a group of amazing creative people as well, and try to build it from the ground up and do something fun with it and bring people together in this type of community, and to be able to see people interacting with each other through the lens of fitness has been very amazing. Chris? Yeah,
I've been really digging into fitness. I told my wife earlier today that I've been training for 6 months for this class today, so that so that I could make it through the 15 minutes of workout with some semblance of completion. Thank you. Definitely meditation. Definitely, we've been cooking early on in the pandemic. We created a little pod with a couple friends of ours, and the four of us got together every night for dinner. And I think for 6 months we never repeated a recipe. And so that was a lot of fun for us. My wife gave birth to our first child at the end of July, and so we've been focusing a lot on that and watching how this little presence machine, this little being that constantly is bringing us back to the present moment, is kind of shifting all the paradigms in our lives. But yeah, it's also been collaboration. You just think about, you're saying, Kathy, as a creative person, as an artist, we have each other, and we have this possibility to harmonize, no matter what it is. I can't tell you how many film projects I've done in the quarantine, because somebody's like, I have this weird idea with iPhones, and can you film this thing? And I just started saying yes. I've been more busy in the quarantine than before, because every creative person I know had an idea. All right, I got this podcast, I got this charity event, I have this fitness program, I got that, and saying yes, especially when it scares me, when it scares me. When Joe says, hey, you want to come work out in front of a group of people? The answer is no, I don't. And the answer is yes, I will. Because that's where my growing edge is. That's where I've pushed things as far as I can push them. And now if it starts to feel scary, that's my growing edge. That's where I have more room to explore and to change, to evolve into something different. To evolve hopefully into a more authentic version of myself.
Which is what we're always seeking, right?
Yeah.
The most authentic version of ourselves. We have time for one more question here. And Michelle Little, you can unmute yourself now.
Hi. Hello. Hi, Joe. Hey, Chris. I just had a couple of comments. first of all, I did want to say congratulations, Chris, on your little boy. He's just so sweet, and I love seeing your Instagram posts about him, about little bear. And then I also wanted to thank you for suggesting Dan Mills as another singer to listen to. I love him. So all of you people, if you don't know about Dan Mills, go check him out. If he's our kind of singer-songwriter. You will just love him. His music is awesome.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to say, and I'm going to try not to cry, but you, my AVIT friends here, know that I cry all the time. But I just wanted to say that I think mental health and mental fitness, for some of us who thought we had our shit together, it's kind of reared its ugly head during the pandemic. And it helps to hear people who you think have their shit together to say, well, of course I go to therapy and I did these other things and I quit these other things that are harmful and I'm adding these things which are helpful. And it makes the difference, because I think when you think you have your shit together, you're just not equipped. And then the world just, fell apart. And those of us who are social and use that, because it's a two-way street, Joe. When you're on the stage, we feel you and reflecting back. And so that's gone from us too. And just everything just piled on top of each other. And suddenly I am very concerned about my own mental fitness and wellness and health. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for making it seem not so weird and maybe alien to some of us who, again, think we have our shit together.
Yeah. Nobody thinks he has it more together than I do. Nobody has more answers than I do. And that's a constantly something I need to check in with myself about and be honest with myself about. One of the quotes that I love so much is, the majority of man's problems derive from his inability to sit alone in a room. And all of a sudden the world was simultaneously all sat by themselves in a room. And we really had to take a close look at where we were, where we are, and where we want to be, and those are hard things to take a look at. They're, like Joe and I were saying, it's not easy work, but it is fulfilling, and I hear you. Thank you for sharing about it, but I couldn't relate more.
Thank you, Michelle. We have 2 minutes and one more hand up. Do you mind answering one more? Here we go. Anne Marie.
I got all the time in the world. I'm in quarantine. And nap time isn't up for another.
Nap time.
There we go. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
So I figured I'd sport the shirt today, and
nice.
But more of, instead of a question, just honestly more of a commentary. And obviously it relates to the discussion that you were openly able to have today with everybody. But I just have so much appreciation for what you do with Toby's character on the show, and just the authenticity of the portrayal of what it is like to, like you were saying, even going with therapy, but especially with like what it's like for medication management and everything else. It's not just like mental health is the butt of the joke. It's, we show what it is in real life in different people's perspectives. And so for me, and with my own issues and stuff like that too, it's nice to like watch the show and kind of have like a cathartic experience, seeing like, okay, this is how other people handle their stuff, kind of similar to me. Maybe I can have like that point of view. Like even that one episode, it was the beginning of season 5 when you were like, it's like, wow, the realization that I'm going to be on medication for the rest of my life, like, damn. But you take it one day at a time and then you go from there.
Right.
And not using it as a crutch, but as like something that, is just as important as taking your medication for your blood pressure. So
that's right.
I enjoy watching the show, and I enjoy everybody's presentation of, something that's real and kind of like a gateway to having open conversations about it. Because you can start with, hey, did you see this episode? And then go from like, hey, I experienced it that way too. So just thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Well,
Thank
Chris,
you so much. Sorry,
much.
my wife was popping her head in there. Can I just respond to Anne-Marie real quick? Do we have a minute?
Of course. Go for it.
The interesting part about working on this show is what you are seeing is all true. These are all true stories, and they all are pulled from our writers' room of 15 people who are different races, different ages, different sexualities, different genders, different sexual identities, and they're all pouring their lives into our show, and we have the honor to try and share it with you. And I think one of the biggest things that I've learned about myself is that I suffer from terminal uniqueness. I think that I'm so special that I'm the only one who's going through something, or the only one who feels a certain way, or the only one who is experiencing something, when in fact I am surrounded by people who are going through the exact same things. And if we are just willing to make ourselves vulnerable and to share what we're going through, you would be amazed who comes out of the woodwork to share the same story. Joe and I didn't know this about each other until we started talking about doing this together. And then we started texting about our journeys and this, that, and the other thing. And I think we've become closer friends in a matter of a few weeks, bonding over this. And so keep sharing with each other, and keep reaching out, keep collaborating, keep harmonizing, all those things.
Keep being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's so important for all of us to at least have someone in our life that we can be vulnerable with, that we can show those deep, dark nooks and crannies of ourselves that,
And if there isn't, you can hire them.
That's right. There's that. Yeah. Well, Chris, this has been way too much fun.
I had such a good time, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you everybody for showing up today. I always tell everyone the hardest part of working out is getting to the gym. So you made it today. You did the hardest part, and you got to work out with Chris. Thank you. Love you, buddy. Can't wait to cross paths on the road. I do need to. I need to connect you with someone in LA that I think you'll love.
Cool.
Speaking of food, she's one of my dear friends who used to live in North Carolina as a chef.
Oh, great.
Who you would love, I think.
Yeah, come down here. We'll eat some plant-based foods.
I can't wait. That's the town for it too, right? LA.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. This has been so fun, and see you on Sunday, Yin Yoga with Lisa. As you know, that has become kind of one of my favorite ways to start the week, is to kind of reset. It's great for my head. It's great for my body. And love you, everyone. See you, Chris. And till next time.
All right.